Plans for a new verdant guard dog to defend the environmental following Brexit include been set out by the government. Ministers say the office space for Ecological Protect, OEP, will be in freelance statute flesh to protect ecological standards. It will include the force to get the government to trial to force ecological law following Brexit. Verdant groups issue its autonomy and question the pattern will copy the EU's ecological protections. On 80% of the UK's ecological laws include been counterfeit in association in some nations in Europe. Several Brexiters see outgoing the EU as an prospect to thin ecological standards to growth competitive, but the government has pledged the will not occur. At the time, if the UK crushed verdant laws above air contamination for copy, it gets undertaken to trial by the EU. The draft as well sets downward in the UK several of the key principles of Europe law the contaminant pays concept, that establishes who is accountable if the environmental is harmed. The draft will get discussed following Easter, following the planned Brexit day of March 29. The government says Europe law will stay in location in the UK before the new environmental draft is gone, and any act breaking will be dealt in by the OEP while it opening for industry. Ours vanity is to be the at first general to keep the environmental in a superior country rather than how in that we found it, Environmental Secretariat Michael Gove told. We will hold house on our successes by increasing our ecological standards and supplying a verdant Brexit. Informal told environment changing would be turned on in the definitive law. Friends of the Land told the proposals had several loopholes. The campaigning team believes the division for the environmental is anywhere close prepared for a not-deal Brexit and fears down there are not quite personnel to force verdant laws. Yet down there are big questions above force and coercion. If the Secretariat of Country appoints the Executive Board and decides the budgeting, we are very concerned on how